kitties. I'm playing with a new camera setup again, and it looks kitty-wampus, so I may have a lot to do in editing. I'm going to move big blue stuff out of the way here. That's drying right there. That's what this glue bowl's all about here. But I'm trying to beat the boys home, get a little bit of video done. Let's see. That set and this set. My acrylic pours the other day, the second set, well, the next set for Christmas cards. I don't know if it was the paints I used or the new paper, because those were new paints as well. And I used a cardstock that I'm not familiar with. These came out textured, which is weird. It's like little flecks of something. So I don't know if one of those paints was old and it's just got little chunky bits in it or what. But everything else came out okay. The colors are pretty. I'll have to trim all this off and whatever. Let's see, where are you at now? Over there. Move that. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm going to get these all trimmed up and I'll give them a top coat just to seal them and do the crackle, because I love pours and then crackle coat. I don't know why, I'm just addicted to it. Yeah, I don't know why that's textured. That's so weird. It feels awesome, but yeah, that's why we do experiments. And these will be for Christmas card ornaments like these. So we're almost ready to put all these cards together. See, oh, I got glitter everywhere. I don't know if you can see the texture. See the lumpy bumpy bits? So yeah, I don't know. These dips came out amazing though. I love them. Oh, there's two. And I do like it on the cardstock because, yeah, I can use them for whatever now. So that's fun. I may have to do some more dips in different colorways, I think. But we're getting somewhere. Once I get these cut out, I should be ready to start making them and putting them together. And I'm just going to use little bits of ribbon or lace, or not lace, ribbons or not thread. What is it called? Oh my lord, my brain today. Yarn. Some of the fancy yarns or some twine or some such is the plan. So we'll have a front and back, and then we'll attach it to cards, and they'll be moving, swinging, interactive pieces that you can take off and put on the tree or just leave, whatever. Whatever. By this point in my Christmas card making journey, I'm really over it. It's like, no. So I'm quite happy the day I start sending them all out, which I need to get a move on, because normally I've got them all finished by the middle of November. And yeah, as soon as the first week of December hits, I've usually got them, most of them all sent out or in a pile ready to give out. And I haven't done that this year. Okay, these little bits that I'm peeling off as best I can, that will have to be cut. But these little bits can go in the big blue scrap pile. I did peel this off. That was the top of it. And then that was the back. So these skins you can use for all sorts of things. But this is what they call an acrylic skin. So I like to play with them and stick them on stuff. That's why I'm not worried about, you know, off pour or wasting paint. It doesn't go to waste for the most part. But yeah, I wanted to catch up and show you that, and I will check back in with you when we're ready to assemble the Christmas cards. What I might do, if the boys, they went out to get fishing gear, but if they're hanging out too terribly loudly this evening, and if I get that started, I'll add a voiceover on my next available opportunity when the house is quiet. Because, you know, boys. Oh my god, this one's amazing. That's so pretty. And that silver and the white, just a touch of it, just comes out shiny, shiny, shiny. So it almost looks purple. It's great. So yeah, I'm going to play with this some more and get them trimmed up and then cut them out. No, I'm not. I'm going to get them trimmed up and then I'm going to top coat. And when top coat's dry, then I'll cut them out. Okay. I will see you when it's time to put them together so you can see what all the fuss was about this whole time. I don't know why I make Christmas cards so much harder than they need to be. I do it every year, but whatever. It's fun. Alright, my sweets. I'll see you in a little bit. Love you, bye. Hello, sweeties. You see what has happened? I'm working on Christmas cards today. I found some old ones, just plain Christmas cards, and I didn't like the fronts of them. They were just cheapy. They're crazy thin cheapies. So I've just slapped some paint on them and flicked some watered down white, and I'm making pockets for, let's see, if these ones are quite dry yet. No, they're not. And they're all sticking together. Oh, yeah. Note to self, or anybody who's not done this before, I was playing with the Elmer's Extreme wet glue for this side, and then when I stuck the backs on, for whatever reason, I grabbed the just the glue all, which actually it's not glue all. I'm just repurposing this bottle. It's just the regular washable school glue. But it squishes far further once I've been setting these under heavy weight so they don't curl like this. It's just one side. But yeah, I have one set. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use them or not, because they're just a mess. And yeah, those are ruined, I think. So I don't know what to do with that set. This set came out okay. They're finishing drying. They're not quite all the way through dry. But what I'm thinking now is just leaving them as one layer and then tucking these into a pocket instead of doing the ribbon. I've already done one and sent it out because it was on a time limit. But it was front and back, and taped or glued ribbon to hang the ornament, but it didn't want to lay nicely because I just left it there and folded the ribbon and taped it on the inside of the card. It would not agree with me whatsoever. So now I'm doing pockets that once I get ribbon and stuff on the ornaments, that's not quite dry. I'll be able to stick that in a little pocket card there, and just have ornaments in a pocket. So yeah, that's been a huge cluster that is taking way too long. My original cards that I'd made out of just double-sided scrapbook paper, I don't know what else I want to do to pretty those up. I really want the dips and pours to be the main showstopper for the card, so I'm not worried about the card itself. I know not lots of people keep cards. Those of us that craft with them obviously do, but or do memory books or whatever. But I think what I'm going to do is I've got leftovers of these, so I might just flip it since it is double-sided, and then that will match the inside anyway. Let's see. So that'll, I might do that. Just make pockets out of those. I've got to trim them down some more and whatever. But yeah, I found another set of cards that I think I got these from the thrift store, actually. I think I did that set too. But they have an anchor on this corner, which is fine, but I need more cards, and I really am not in the mood to just cut them out of cardstock. and make them from scratch. I may have to because I need way more than I've got. Well, no, about double the amount that I have. Oh, Christmas gets out of hand quick. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to update you and let you know that's where we were at for those, and they're coming out pretty cool, I think. Yeah. So when these are done, I'll give them another day, I think, because they're still pretty damp. But those are the double-sided. I do like them double-sided though. But yeah, after that set, I don't know. I don't know, I'm a little skittish now, and I have, you know, the dips that we did separate. They came out pretty cool. They are textured though, and yeah, I don't know if it's the paint or glue or what, but had I known it was going to do that, I would have thrown some glitter in as well, and that would have made way more sense. But actually what I might do is go over it with some glitter. Make some glitter glue. I might do that. I don't know. But that's where we're at, putting pockets on cards. I still need to stamp the inside. I've got a, what does that say? That one's my Christmas one. It says, may the spirit of the season warm your heart all year long. And I should just give it a, let's see, give it a quick stamp in the middle, and then write a note or add a letter or whatever. So that's the plan. I'm also today making journals. I've got the guts for 2 different journals sewn together. I need to make books, but I'll do a separate video on those. If nothing else, I'll do a flip through video. Oh my gosh. I tell you what though, as crazy as this table is, I do in fact have more room. I still work in this much space, but I can set stuff over to dry or the next chance or whatever, and that's been great. So doing the room the way I have, I think really is going to work long term. Eventually, you know, someday, I am going to do benches that are this tall, with the storage and stuff underneath. I did see a video, somebody taken a bookcase, laid it on its side, and they just stack things in it that way. I don't know if that would work for anything I need, but as far as long storage, it's not too tall. It sounds legit. So yeah, who knows? Who knows? Envelopes for these. The ones that are pre-made have their own envelopes. I don't know if I'm going to decorate them yet or not. As for, let's see. There's one. As for the ones that I've cut out, I'm just making envelopes out of messy maps that I've stained. Which I'm going to need a few more of. So I will chuck that in part of this video. Hopefully in the next day or so. I really want to be over Christmas cards by the end of this week. As for request videos on how I did these, there are some dips I need to do in different color sets, so I'll do a video on that. And making, what's the other, oh, texture stuff. Which is good timing because my poor thing's starting to fall apart. So, actually, let me show you. Well, no, it's going to get pink all on my Christmas stuff. Okay. I'll be making more texture tools. So, stay tuned to the channel for that. Make sure you're subscribed and you ding that little notification bell. That will let you know when I've got new videos up. That way you don't miss out on anything. And yeah, I've got several request videos on how I did all of these. And I have a big bucket to go through to show you just random stuff. Maybe you've got, maybe you've thought of, maybe you've never thought of it. But yeah, anything can be a texture tool or mark making tool. So we'll get to that as well. So yeah, actually let me leave that out so I remember to make more. And I need to let these dry a little bit more before I do this set, and I will check back in after a while just to see where we're at, I think. Yeah, because these need to dry some more, and I really am considering leaving these one-sided. Although, I did want to make, where are they? Yeah. I was thinking about making more of these. If I do the dips on book pages, and then that way they should be able to fold better, because I don't think these are going to fold real well. That's on pretty heavy cardstock there. I don't know, we might try a couple of these ones out of the dip papers too, because they are a lot of fun. And actually, depending on what colors you do, they don't have to be Christmas ornaments. You can hang them, you know, from curtain rods, or make a mobile out of them or something. They're really fun. So we might do some pours and make some ornaments like this as well, just to see. Okay. Yeah, I think they'd be stunning, especially if they came out like so. That'd look so cool in here. All different ones. Yeah. Let's see. I need more coffee. Yes, I do. The mister got me a coffee cup. Says, I love you more than coffee. How cute is that? He's like, yeah. Okay. I hate waiting for things to dry. Alrighty. I will check back in with you in a little bit for the next part of the Christmas cards. I really want to get those busted out. Oh, hopefully as many as I can today and tomorrow, and just because the next part's stamping, and then I have to sit down with my list and get them all written out and all of that, which I want to show you guys because that's boring. But yeah, that seems to take just as long as creating them. Yes. Oh, and I need to work some more on my Great Big Magazine recipe journal, and still putting backgrounds in big blue. So this week's going to be crazy busy with the glue, for sure. And I really want to do some art journal pages, because I miss art journaling. I love it so much. I love doing all of this stuff. Alright, loves. I'll check in a little bit. Love you, bye! Hello, sweeties. Okay. What is under my desk here? Oh, a tin. Of course there is. Okay, it is a coffee and a NOS kind of a day. I love NOS, oh my gosh. Okay, Christmas cards, update. We've got pockets on them. Some of them are just tuck spots. This one I'm not real fond of. It will be last to go out if it goes out at all. But tuck spots work like so. I'd gotten to a point where I was doing the pockets and everything, and I planned on writing Merry Christmas, and then it dawned on me, once the ornaments taken out, the card was plain. There was like, I don't know, it was boring. I don't know. But what I'm doing now, this stage, which I hadn't planned on, but turns out I'm going to need to, because some of these, let's see, this stack, some of these, the double-sided ones, the finish may, through shipping and everything, stick to the, I use the Tulip Slicks fabric paints, dimensional fabric paints, and some of those end up just collecting things to them. They don't necessarily stick too bad, you can peel them off, but I don't want any damage to happen to the card or the ornament. So, even though I've gone over the tree with some glitter glue, I have in fact added a little bit of snow and some ornaments since then. So what I'm going to do now is give the top part a once over coat. I'm going to make some glitter glue with this. Man, they totally, look, you think you're getting this huge thing of glitter, but they've done the peanut butter trick. I don't know if you're familiar with the peanut butter trick. It looks like a giant tub of peanut butter, but they do the caved in bottom shape, so you're not actually getting as much as it looks like. At any rate, it's still a lot of glitter. That will go very, very far. So today's plan, or right now anyway, we're gonna do the glitter glue, and then I have to stamp, and I need to find a design or something to do on the back. I usually just stamp a totally handmade, or whatever. Okay, I think I want to use, well, I got a big cup, so I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to grab some of our school glue here. I will water it down just a hair. Oh, that protective top. Normally I throw those out, but because I'm not sure when I'm going to use my big glue at any given point in time, I like to keep it on there. I could put wax paper on it, but I never think about it at the time. Okay, so that one, I've got a splash of water still. Just a splash. Actually, let's see how that's going. The reason I leave my chopstick in my glue cup is so that I can pull out this wad of glue. The rest should, for the most part, just peel right out. Yeah, see? And then my cup is good to go for the next acrylic pours and mixing. But I like to do this because it just breaks right off and it's done. It might seem wasteful, but honestly, I have yet to figure out how to get every little scrap of glue. When I do, however, it's game on. Because even if I use like a spatula for cooking or something, cooking, that was funny. Actually, I might need a touch more glue in that. I am not measuring because I don't really care. That's not to say I don't care at all. It means whatever's clever, whatever. Nah, we need more glitter. I was very sad the other day. I saw a short clip. The World Health Organization, the WHO, is trying to ban glitter. Now, the reason for that is apparently it's ending up in the oceans and, you know, everything's eating it. I think we have bigger things to worry about than glitter. It's tiny, tiny plastic. We have enough crap in the air that we're breathing. There's already crap in the water. And you're going to worry about glitter. You know, let's get better at biodegradable freaking water bottles or something first, shall we? Okay, let me move that. Put that there today. And I may just jump ahead and see how many of these I can get done at all. See if I can't just do this. Oh, I don't have my other light on. And actually my camera's all kitty wampus. I'd taken it off so that I could play with different hanging ideas or see where I need it. I want to put it directly overhead, but I'm going to have to put a hook in the ceiling. You'll notice my giant paintbrush. Now the whole point of this is just to put a protective coating over the Christmas paints, right? Okay, that one I'm not too worried about yet. So it's not going to be absolutely fabulous. Ab Fab. Does anybody remember that show? Well, maybe not here in the States. But I used to love that show. It's amazing. There we go. So yeah, that should help anything that gets smushed together or packed down really hard through the shipping process. It should help make it easier to pull out the ornament without destroying the card. There we go. Oh, that first one might be a little heavy-handed. A little heavy-handed with the glue. There we go. All right. Oh, I will be so glad when this project is done. I like making Christmas cards, but more than anything, I like being able to have them done and just send them out. The day that I can send out a massive stack of Christmas cards, that's my favorite part of the whole Christmas card thing. It's just sending them out. I love it. And actually, I still need to sit down and figure out how many more I'm going to need to make of the actual cards. I have a ton of the ornaments, which is awesome. But I need to make sure if there's any Christmas card swaps or, and I don't know if I want to do actual Christmas card swaps. I think I would just prefer to send out Happy Mail at this point. I like to not say I'm going to do it and then just do it and have it a surprise. Excuse me. I know, I like Happy Mail surprises. It's always fun. And I love watching when people do their videos of Happy Mail, because it's like, oh my gosh, it's such cool stuff. It's like watching people open their gifts on Christmas. That's my favorite part, is watching people open the stuff that you sent them or gave them. Or checking out their reactions when somebody got them something just amazing. I love that. That part is magical. Alrighty. So, this isn't very exciting, and I apologize. I'm going to have to get better about just having Christmas music on in the background, I think, though, because good lord. Not having music seems to slow down my creative process or something. I just can't. Just can't think. I do need to make an arm, like the runners, you know, the armband that your phone fits in or whatever, for runners or people walking or whatever. I need to make one of those, I think, one of these days, eventually. that I can put my phone in so I can see it and still touch it and do stuff, because if I'm listening to something, I put my phone in my pocket. It's kind of like the butt dialing thing, but it will cancel whatever I'm listening to. So dumb. And everything that I've looked at is so overpriced and expensive. It's like, really? So I will have to make something so it's here. I can run my earphones, because I only use the one. So I can figure something out for that, I'm sure. That way I can at least listen to music, even though I won't be able to share it with you, because legal issues. Which I get to a point, but honestly, if that's how they're going to play it for copyright infringement, then any time that there's I don't know, they're doing a news something or reporting from a concert or something, this should be fair across the board. Especially for those of us that aren't monetizing our stuff or aren't able to yet. We're not making money off of that. We don't want the copyright for it. You know, you can put the disclaimer in that says no copyright infringement intended, copyright belongs to whoever made whatever. But yeah, why wouldn't you want, that's free advertising, I think. That is free advertising. As long as you say who it is or where you got it and all of that, you'd think these people would be down for that. You know? Free advertising. Can't go wrong there. And I'm glad I didn't make any more yet, because it looks like this is going to do quite nicely. Because I may have to make more. I think I only have 30 some cards here. I want to say 32, I think. Crap, I can't remember now. It always looks like a lot until you start writing cards out, and then they just go pretty quick. But, yeah, if I have to do more actual cards, they will not be like these ones. They will get more of an artsy type treatment with splatters and splashes and all that fun stuff. You know, I think we could have gone more with the glitter. More glitter. I think the hardest part is when you realize how much time you spend making cards and then work out how many people don't keep them. You know, it's, or even if you buy cards, there's so many people that don't keep them. It just blows my mind. Oh, I need to sneeze, I think. Yeah, see, and the Christmas trees are just, you know, use your imagination. They're obviously not actual Christmas trees. But I don't care, I love them. I love my squiggly Christmas trees. I usually do something like that as a Christmas tree. Although I think for me that comes back to like naming your art or naming a piece of art. Sometimes I feel the need to name it, but that doesn't mean I want to share the name of it. I think it's up to whoever's looking at it to determine what it is or what they'd call it, because we all see everything differently. That's the whole point. You know, you have to decipher the world around you. You have, or interpret, that's a better word. You have to interpret the world around you. So if you take everything at face value for this is what this is called, this is what that is called, people stop asking why. Why is it called that? Or that's not what I see at all. I see something other. You should be allowed to explore that, I think. Of course, that means you're less likely to be a sheeple, and they don't like that. The powers that be. Whatever. I had the weirdest epiphany at about 3 o'clock this morning. Yes, I was up all night because I was studying some stuff. But it hit me, and it was random as hell. I don't even know where it came from, this thought. You know how traditionally, and I think it's more of just a polite gesture because there's nothing that you can really say to make the situation any better. But when you hear that somebody's passed, or, you know, somebody's loved one is gone, and as a reflex anymore, we just say, rest in peace, or, you know, may they rest in peace, or whatever. The epiphany I had, I have found most profound, because I've done that numerous occasions throughout my life, as you do, as we're taught to do, or programmed, or whatever. But it occurred to me, I don't believe that that person is resting. That's their shell. The body is done, that part's fine, but that person is energy, is spirit, is whatever you want to call it, however you want to see it. Even if you believe, say you believe in heaven, and somebody goes up to heaven, they're not resting in peace right here. They've moved on. They're in heaven, or whatever your belief is. And yet we still say, rest in peace. Now, I don't want to offend anybody here. I don't want to upset anybody here. It's still a beautiful sentiment, and I will most likely just do it from habit, if nothing else. Excuse me. But my epiphany was that I don't actually believe that they are resting in peace. They've broken free of the shackles of this 3D world that we live in, and that's fine. Okay, now I have some, not a lot, some glitter paint. Oh, I didn't do my ugly card. I always have one that's brutally hideous. Just ugly card. I don't know. Of course, I usually save one of each card that I do, and I have a stack of them just for future ideas or reference. Although every year I do something different. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to work just fine. Should work enough just to not stick the ornaments too. So I'm going to let these dry. When I come back, we're going to put ribbons in the ornaments that are already punched and ready to go, and see how many more of those I need to make, and how many more of a different card set I need to make. Who knows, maybe I'll get a jump on next year. Yeah, not likely. Oh, and save these. These are the, oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see them well enough there. Whoop, come here. These are the little bits I punched out, I don't know if you can be able to see them, from the ornaments. So they're acrylic pours and dips, and some have top coat shiny on them and some do not. But these you can stick to, if you do like stamp a Christmas card or do this, I could use these. Oh, I could use these as different colored ornaments on the tree, you know, which actually I probably should do. No, I don't quite have enough yet. But yeah, always save your save your punch outs. Even if you're just doing hole punches and you're worried about your hole more than anything, but save the little tiny dot punch outs, because you never know what you can use them for. They're good embellishments. Okay, drying, coming back, ribbon, stamping. Oh, and I have to make more envelopes, I believe. And there goes my phone. Yeah, I gotta make some more of the envelopes. I'm just using messy maps that I've stained up and whatever. So I will make a bunch more of those. Yeah. Alright, I'll check back in with you probably when all of that's done so you can just see the final thing. I think you guys get the gist, maybe. If you have any questions, do hit me up in the comments below. Because you guys notice things, it's really cool. You guys notice things that I take for granted or I don't think about really, I just do. So that's been really fun because, again, we all see everything differently, and the feedback on that has been really a lot of fun. So I like that interaction for sure. Alright, my sweets, I'll check back in when they're all finished. Love you for now. Bye-bye. Hello, sweeties. So I have a slight snag, naturally. I keep finding these damn Christmas cards everywhere now. That one needs stamping too. Oh. Alright, let me find a safe place for my coffee. There we go. Because I thought I had more of the big maps already stained into messy maps. This will be enough to make one envelope here. And then I usually get 2 envelopes per big map page, right? I'm not worried about that side not being done. But this is all I have left of actual stained papers, so I need to make some more. Which is fine and well, but that usually takes a couple days of drying, and yeah. Although, I'm hoping I can get away with just a couple. Oh wait, I'm going to need my water sprayer for this hand. Okay, let me set it from dog training to spray, which is always hilarious when you go back to dog training but haven't changed it from spraying. Okay, that's where I was at. See, I thought I had more because all the edges did this like they do, but yeah, no, not so much, no. So this is what I'll be doing for this chunk for a minute. And if you haven't seen me do this before, I use whatever thin down paints I have, or just chuck down some water and slap some ink down. Sadly, I've got like maybe 4 colors of inks left. I didn't realize I was that low. So these are going to be weird colored anyway. Not weird colored, I should say, not my usuals, because I've blown through all the, like the pink and all the blues and that kind of stuff. Okay, and then I wet the crap out of it. And I'm sure you're sitting there going, well, that's why it takes so long to dry. Yes, yes it does. And yes, it probably is why. But the way that they come out when they're done is so delicious, I don't care. Because it's amazing. Okay, now, in between, this time, I'm getting some of my, what I've got left of, my alcohol Sharpie inks, which is looking rowdy, but should be fine. And these will do weird things to the ink that's already on the paper now, and react to what's on the other side. Yeah, this color's not near dark enough, I think. No, it's not. That is wasting my time. Alright, and then we'll slap a couple of bits down here. Fan that out a little bit so it can soak through all the layers. Actually, no. Of course, it looks like I mostly have orange left in my food color. My homemade food color sprays there, which maybe I will just bring out anyway. Let me see, let me do that. All these inks have been so amazing, and they really have gone a long way. I've done so many books with them, and papers and such. So They're pricey, but they're totally worth it, I think. So I got mine at Hobby Lobby for I want to say $37 or so, 35 maybe, for set number 1 of the, what are they, Dr. Martens, Dr. P.H. Martens Bombay India inks. So there's that. What's that into? Let's do that. Oh, there's not a lot of that one. Yes, I need to make some more of these as well, which I'll do when I get some more stuff. And I'll show you, well, there's not really a secret to how I do mine. I don't really measure or anything. Wow. The purple one I don't like so much. It's like the color separates or something. Once you add a little water and some alcohol to it. Because it's food color, I do add some alcohol. I've heard people ask, does it get moldy or anything? And I've never heard an answer on it. But I don't know, it's food grade, so it could. So I don't take any risk, and I just add some alcohol in there so it can kill anything that may or may not grow. But I use the Wilton's gel food color, the really high pigmented. It is a little spendy, but it's beautiful. I use that for cakes as well though, so I am familiar with it anyway. Let's see. Oh, that one is dead. Dang it. I don't have any that I've watered down for, I've been known to water down acrylic inks, water down acrylic paints, but use them like an ink. I'm not worried about the pigments so much at that point, because usually I'm going for something very, very opaque anyway. Or opaque? Translucent, not opaque. Okay. Something. I'm sure you guys know. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I've not been counting how many pages that is, which is kind of bad because I need a certain amount. So what I'm going to do, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to do that one. I know, little sprayer, I know. You've done well. Yeah, I'm going to get some more spray bottles. Sooner or later, they're starting to give up the ghost, and they've been scrubbed, and a little hot soapy water through them, and they just don't care anymore. They're like, no. But they're the little cheapy ones, so they've done okay. Alright, let me do this one. And more than just squish all the color out first, I like to try and give it a chance to soak into the next page as well. And squishing it out is somehow therapeutic and fun, but okay. If you're worried about staining your hands or your clothes, obviously put on gloves and protective outerwear. If this is something you're worried about getting all over your stuff, well, I don't know what to tell you there. Most of the time I get a little bit, but nothing horrendous. Okay. Okay, now this is the part that's hilarious fun. I'm going to go back to where we started for this set. And what I'm going to do, that one should be alright, is very gently peel back one layer at a time. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm trying not to dip my shirt in it today. But I like to do a little scrunchy job there. Just a little bit, just for some texture after it's dried. We'll straighten it back out after it's dried for the most part. Okay, is that one or two? No, it looks like one. Okay. And I won't wait until they're completely dry. I will come back in and start uncrinkling this as it dries. So I come and check on them every, I don't know, 10-15 minutes maybe. It might take longer because normally I do this out on the front porch in the sunshine. So we'll see how an inside job goes. Oh, watch for drips. Of course, I'm not too worried about this carpet. It will be coming out. Okay, when you get a substantial wad here, just lay the next page over it. Okay? It will make its own air pockets underneath, and that's fine. You could tear these out if you wanted to, and just lay them out somewhere to dry on their own. I don't worry about that part too terribly much, because I have found when I try and do that, it doesn't want to tear at the base, at the spine of the book. It wants to just shred halfway down the wet paper. So I've given up on that. I just do book chunks at a time now. Sometimes I will take all the pages out first and do a stack of them that way, but I'm not too bothered about it, honestly. Let's see. That one we'll do open, I think. And then there's this one. Well, no, we won't. Alright, we're going to scrunch this one. I'm not happy with how wet that one is. It's got good colour though, so I'll take it. But alright, now I'll scrunch this one somewhat. Okay, so see all of that? That will make something lovely. Something lovely. So what we do is, whatever paper you've got handy, which happens to be a couple pieces of cardstock, put up in that corner there and smush it as far as you can. Sometimes this turns out just dark, almost black, but it's fine. Whatever's clever. I am tempting fate today. Okay, so we'll stick that one on the other side of our book here. Ooh, we have tons more. Alright, no we won't. We'll very gently move it. And grab another piece of paper or two. Let's see, that should do it. Yeah. Ooh, see, there's green. Okay. Now, I'm not too worried about my drop paper being covered and stuff. That's why it's a drop paper. But this one, had I thought about it ahead of time, or had any more, actually, I would have put tracing paper down because it's the same technique I do with my tracing papers, only the ink sticks to those and does something to the tracing paper where it won't with the wax papers. But then you can reuse the tracing paper, or use the tracing papers for other things. Okay, what I'm going to do now is keep that on an angle, open our previously smooshed pages, find a random clip. That should be fine. Not you, silly. You need to be scrunchy. And you need to be scrunchy in this direction, or something like it. And there we go. Alright. Yeah, I'll come in, you know, maybe every 15-20 minutes or so. This is my favorite set. This one's gorgeous. That's beautiful. Okay, so when this is done, then I'll be making envelopes for our Christmas cards. Oh, should have planned ahead. That's fine. It'll get done. Let's see, and that'll give me 2 in this size per page, so 6. So that'll give me 16. That should be close enough for the moment. Okay, I'm going to go wash this off my hands best I can, and I will check in when the cards are done. But yeah, don't let setbacks or, in my case, lack of planning. I had made a bunch of these just for this, but I don't know what I've done with them. I may have put them in Happy Mail, which would totally make sense if they were ready to go, because I would have just grabbed them and thrown them in, because I love making Happy Mail. Happy Mail is awesome, like, just so cool. Alright, now I have to be careful not to mix these, because I try and keep the Sharpie alcohol ink separate from the food coloring ones. I think it's just a better way to be. Okay. Alright, I'll check in when they're done. We'll do a final. These are my cards. There are many like them, but these are mine. I'm excited though, it's getting close. Getting close. So yeah, now I'll go back to my original plan of doing the ribbons. Thankfully I'd started with this first. Alright loves, I will see you after a bit. Hello sweeties. I'm trying to be quiet because it's the middle of the night, as per usual, and I cannot sleep for the life of me. So I'm going to do some more catching up. Christmas cards, that's where I'm at. Mostly. Look at these guys. I cut them out from old wrapping paper. How cute is that? Anywho, moving on. So, I need to make more actual cards for the Christmas cards. And these will be different. I'm not trying to match anything. I don't care about that part. I used to back in the day. That would have bugged me if they weren't all as identical as possible. But honestly, who's got time for that? Not me. Not this year. Of course, I usually start, or try and start in at least October as well. So I'm way, way far behind. Right, those are done and ready for ribbon. Those need to be done. This is our, oh mess. Our paint cup, our paint cup from earlier that had white in it, but I'm going to use it for a glue cup as soon as I find my glue. Okay. And the mist is always all the way at the other end of the house, but I'm not usually talking or doing anything noise-makey during the night time. I've always got an earbud in, or, you know, something like that. Actually, oh no, I'll plug my phone in to charge. Normally I listen to my workout music or audiobooks or whatever, which I was going to do. I got asked in the comments today, actually. Oh, and I'm sorry, it's somebody new to my channel. Oh, I cannot remember your name, darling. I'm sorry. They wanted to, or were interested in who I follow or where I get my inspiration, and it was a great question. It was I had to stop and think about it, and I've decided I'll do a shout out type video eventually. It may be after Christmas at this rate because I'm so far behind. So it might be a shout out video for, you know, people I follow or people that inspire me or music I listen to, or I don't know, that kind of thing. But I don't, as far as, you know, where I get my inspiration, well, it starts in my head and it's everywhere. It's feedback to everything I experience. I know that probably sounds really corny, but I can't explain it. It's just there. It's that computer redirect that happens if somebody says something, you already have a movie line or a quote or song lyrics or something right there to respond with. It works the same way, just with what you feel, what you see, hear, whatever. Essentially, it's the same thing. Okay, these cards I'm doing slightly differently. Well, I'm going to lay them all out and just do the one edge. But if I do that, I will have to move them, and I don't want to. No, that's how I used to do them. Fine, I will go back to doing it this way. Okay. As far as people I follow or channels or whatever, I'm not so much concerned about what people are doing or making or whatever. I like to put people on and listen to them in the background. I've only just recently started actually participating in like live chats or whatever, and that's on very few. Although it feels like I'm everywhere all the time and it's starting to get overwhelming, so I'll probably go back to lurking. Okay, let's try that, see if that helps or not. Okay, our goal here is not perfection. Why? Because we're not perfectionists. That's why. Okay, so when we lay them out, we're going to lay the tops over the previous back of the card we just finished as best we can, right? And I know it's hard, I know it's hard to see what I'm doing on account of working with glitter glue. Okay, those are going to buckle. That may not work at all. We'll see. Oh. Okay, I'm going to change our underpaper here because it's got crap on it. Dang it. And threw one off the edge of the table. Yay. Okay, I really do need to go check that. Oh, redemption. No, no, we don't. No, we don't. It's got dog hair. It's a dud. Oh, the baby puppy stole one of my clips. He's getting to be a tricky puppy. Wow! I don't even know how that one fell off. It wasn't that close to the edge. Fine. That's how it's going to be. Oh, that one might be okay. Yes, it is. Sweet. Alright, I'm going to lay these out like so then. Dang it. No, because they're backwards. Whatever. Okay. There we go. That one's paint spots. I can move it paint spots. That's for my messy paper here, which I should ditch actually. Yeah. Well, it's a wee bit better. A wee bit. I don't even know what I was chatting about. Huh. Oh, influences and, or inspiration and who do I follow and that type of thing, I guess. You can always look at my, well, anybody's subscriptions, I guess, if they've got it set publicly on their YouTube channel. You can see who they're subscribed to, and it's a great feature if you're looking for, you know, people that really inspire you or move you or whatever. Who are they subscribed to? What are their interests? Who do they follow? Or who do they support? That kind of thing. But I have so many different varied interests because my brain goes in every direction all the time. So everything from planner videos and stuff that, you know, I really suck at and want to do better in. I'll just watch planner setup videos, you know, whether I set up a planner or not. It's terrible, I know. I can't help it. They fascinate me. This whole time thing. It's a human construct that I've just never really got the hang of. Anywho, yeah, gamers, there's a couple gamers I follow, just because I find it interesting and fascinating, and I don't play video games myself anymore. Not that I was huge into it ever, but I watch the Mister play his games, and once in a while I get on and you know, do some Mortal Kombat or something like that. There will come a day when I get back into playing something video game-like, because some of them are fun. I like more of the puzzle games and whatever. Back in the day, I used to do Mist and Ribbon and all those, and those are cool. I did those on the computer. Oh, and Tetris. Tetris is my jam. But if I start Tetris, ain't nothing getting done ever again. So I've really gotten to where I don't play Tetris. I had to take it off my phone. Because, again, time stands still. I have no reference. I will just play one more game, one more game, one more game. And, yep, no idea. Next thing I know, it's dark, and I should have done, you know, 4 loads of laundry by then, and I don't know, gotten something done for the day, and nothing. Nothing. Okay, well, it's going to be shiny because it's wet anyway. This may need 2 coats of glitter glue, but it's got the blues and the greens in it. It's so pretty. So pretty. I'm using a cardstock, I think it's 100 or 110 weight. It's pretty stout. I'm rather liking it, actually. Let's see if I can't get some more glitter on these. These ones will be far more simple or cleaned up, I think. You may have seen all the cards that I made thus far and wondered why the heck I'm making more. And honestly, I make about 100 cards a year. on the years that I actually make them. And I'll send out about 50 or so, hand out about 10 or so, and the extras I'll send out randomly or have on hand for a last minute something, or if I just found out somebody, I don't know, somebody separated, or something like that, where it's like, oh crap, so I rewrite the card for that person if I have time to do it. I also like to put Christmas cards. It's going to sound creepy as hell probably, but I also like to leave them randomly like in a store, or like in a thrift store, and not so much in a book as on a shelf, you know, kind of peeking up between books and things like that. I try and, you know, plant them in areas, you know, where it looks like somebody might need a little extra love or support, or smiles or whatever. So, like near Bibles, or if it's an actual honest to goodness bookstore in self-help, motivational, that kind of stuff, and just let somebody know that they're not alone, somebody cares, and you are enough. And I don't leave any of my information on there or anything. I just leave it as, oh baby puppy, just leave it as a random act of kindness type thing. So hopefully they help somebody. I would hate to think that, you know, somebody's actually fixing that area of the bookstore and just throws them all out or whatever. I guess that could happen too, but maybe they need a card, who knows. But stuff like that I like to do anyway throughout the year. It does not have to be Christmas, and it shouldn't be for fame or whatever, you know. I don't worry about branding or any of that. I don't know, it's gotten to be too much, I think. It's like, whatever happened to actual random acts of kindness? Will you just do something nice for somebody you don't even know? That's what I do like about this community. They are so giving, so just amazing at sharing the love and spreading the love and encouragement and support and prayers and whatever your thing is, or whatever you need help in. The YouTube art community, amazing. And I've only seen, you know, a tiny corner of it, but it's phenomenal. It really is. Okay, let's see, I'm running down here. Running down. Please excuse my fabulous jammies. Of course, I guess it's better than not jammies. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah, probably. Alright, I am going to set these aside, let them dry. Oh, that's what I was telling you. It's funny how the mind wanders when you start doing stuff and chatting at the same time. Just all over the place, la la la. No, the reason I'm doing more is A, because I didn't make nearly enough to start with. B, I should give the mister the opportunity if he wants cards for work peeps, like all of them, some of them, whatever, so I'll take that into account. And this year, well, since I started, let's see, started YouTube in February, so this year I have lots of people I'd like to send cards to, and hopefully I'll be able to get some of them out. I know I'm not going to be able to send out as many as I really want to. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Postage is getting redonkulous, and if you got to come up with it yourself, it's just crazy. Of course, I hadn't planned on my 500 subby giveaway. Well, I planned on that, but I didn't expect it to hit the same month as Christmas, for some reason, which the Mister thinks is hilarious. But that's okay. We got there earlier than I thought. By a lot. It's so cool. So cool. I shall do an update for that at the end of the week. That should put us pretty close to the 10th, so whatever comes in between now and then, and make sure I'll do a final shout out for anybody who's got stuff coming, and I will wait until those pieces come in, and we'll either do the drawing on the 15th if those all come in, or we'll extend it by a few days until I get those pieces. As long as you let me know if you've sent them, they're on their way. Actually, if you let me know, I can put your name in the drawing. Because I know of at least 2 that are on their way, or about to be on their way. 3. And I know I won't get stiffed on those, for sure. I know that. But I think that's fair. Should be fair. I don't know, we'll play it by ear. We'll get through this week first. I got one yesterday and one in today. Let's see, today's Tuesday. So yeah, I'll wait. Well, technically Wednesday. Wee hours Wednesday. But I'll wait till Saturday, and I'll put video up that day, or launch it on the Sunday. So you guys know whose has come in. If you sent one and you didn't see it yet, let me know. Tell you what, though, it's going to be the coolest journal ever. Ever. Oh, I hope there's enough glitter. Some of those look really glittery, and others not so much. I don't, we'll have to play it by ear. You can't have too much glitter, I swear. I swear. Oh, I'm out of cards. Bugger. That should be right. Oh. Okay, so that's my snowy background for my card. See, I believe that was no, I did 15 sheets, 2 per sheet, so I should have 30 more right there. Oh, I hope I have enough to do what I want to. Oh my god, I have glitter glue. Fabulous! Alright, I'm gonna let these dry. I'm gonna go stitch some journals real quick. Let's see, tonight I want to do, oh, I've got to sew the innards for 2 journals, and I need to study some, and then I'll come back. Yes. Yes. Alright, I'm going to leave that, because that should be fine for a little bit. There's lots of water in it. Alright, my sweets. I will check in with you in the next jump. Okay. Love you. Bye-bye.